What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This, once again, is Scott Porter back for day number 2 of our brand new HeroClix unboxing series for the brand new DC HeroClix set, Masters of Time. And I can tell you, after day 1, this particular set is already becoming one of my favorite sets of all time. It is touching on so many different time periods of DC's history already. And I can't wait to see, because we only opened 10 figures yesterday. We only pulled one villain in Mr. Mind, a bunch of heroes, but all of this time-hopping goodness. I mean, you have everything from, I don't know, Vanishing Point all the way in the future with, you know, Rip Hunter and Booster Gold and the Time Stealers and everything backwards to present day, you know, Legion of Superheroes in the middle there. Maybe we'll get some of that. We got some Superboy yesterday, all the way back to the dawn of time with Anthro, the First Man. Anthro, the First Man, Metron went back in time and granted man the gift of fire with Anthro, right? He was the first hero. The first villain, Vandal Savage, right? A meteorite fell to Earth. Vandal Savage became immortal that way. Also, the Immortal Man. So we have some characters that have lived through every age of DC. I would probably say we're going to get Vandal Savage or the Immortal Man. But outside of that, and the figures that we saw on the outside of the box, which Dark Knights of Steel or Justice League Dark. We haven't seen any Dark Knights of Steel, but we have seen a little Justice League Dark already. So hopefully we get more of the magical, mystical. So I'm starting to sense that our sub-themes, Masters of Time is first and foremost. Booster Gold, Rip Hunter, their enemies, you know, as they travel through time, try and fix the multiversal time streams after these multitude of crises, 7, maybe 8 that we're at now. I don't know. The jury's out on some of them. But that being said, yeah, what do we have? We have Flashpoint, we have Convergence, we have Infinite Crisis, we have Crisis on Infinite Earths, we have Final Crisis, we have Dark Knights of Metal, the whole Dark Crisis, right? So that's 6. Convergence, did I already say that? I don't know, man. Was Convergence 1? I think so. So, you know, we have so many timelines, so many broken things, so many people trying to pick up the pieces afterwards, that we can have any hero, any villain here. That being said, we are so far ahead of this set's release. We are so far in the past of Masters of Time release, and we don't have an official date. We do have a general time frame, late summer, possibly August, in that area. So you guys have plenty of time to take a peek at what is contained in this set and figure out how many cases you want to buy. Because I'm already like all in on this bad boy after day 1. I hope you all are as well. One thing we haven't seen is any of the Batman that are on the side, right? We've got prehistoric Batman. That is the beginning of the entire Bat mythos that actually led into Dark Knights. Started in Batman R.I.P., which was an incredible story written by Grant Morrison, dealt with Batman Zur-En-Arrh and the Black Glove and all of these things, trying to bring Batman to an end in Gotham. And going into Final Crisis, coming out of the other side of Final Crisis into the return of Bruce Wayne, which is time travel stuff. You see the Old West Batman, you see the Pirate Batman, the Caveman Batman on the side of the box here. If we don't pull one of those Batman in these 2 boosters, we will be seeing at least the kind of noir, hard-boiled, you know, storyline that happens in Return of Bruce Wayne and this play-at-home kit, which we will also be opening today. So haven't seen any of the Batman. I can't wait to get into the Return of Bruce Wayne. Such a cool story, but it ran alongside Masters of Time. So it makes sense that Batman is so embedded in this set, because Masters of Time, Rip Hunter, Booster Gold, Superman, Green Lantern, they were chasing Batman, trying to find him after Darkseid sent him into the time stream. That was the team that they put together to go and find him. So they traveled through time chasing Batman. And at every stage, they ended there just a step too late. But of course, it was a DC Universe-wide mission to get Bruce Wayne back. And so it makes sense that all these characters are in here. So without further ado, let's see if we pull any of those Batman. Let's also see what else is contained within this new set, Masters of Time. If you were not here on day 1, when we opened these guys that are out of the box, you know what? We can pause time. We can just press pause on this video right here. You can go back in time. And guess what, guys? You have a superpower. you can go back in time and watch yesterday's video and then come right back here. So why don't you do that? Go check out day number 1 and then come back to day number 2. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. We got, ooh, all right. Ooh, all right. More Justice League Dark kind of stuff. Also, a little bit of shades of 52. I'm telling you guys, we've got Deadman here. Boston Brand himself, the stuntman, death-defying trapeze artist, murdered in the act of a... Okay, listen, guys. Okay, Dick Grayson's parents, flying acrobats, killed in the act of doing some circus stunt. Boston Brand, assassinated in doing some circus stunt. If you live in the DCU, guys, don't be a trapeze artist. Don't walk on wires. Like, chances are you're going to be killed for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what they got out for all these circus performers. You know, they were anti-Ringling Brothers, I'll tell you that much. All right. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. We got Boston Brand. We got, oh, that is not Anthro. That is a generic prehistoric warrior. Ooh, all right. I'm into it. Oh, we have a character that I don't think we've seen in Clix form before. I mean, we've seen a Red Arrow plenty of times. I don't think that we've seen Emiko. Very, very cool. Emiko Queen, daughter, of course, illegitimate daughter of Richard Queen. That's Oliver Queen's dad. And Shadow, the assassin. Shadow with no W, by the way, guys, just because comics are cool and don't always know how to spell everything correctly. And this is Robin. Now, hold on. Let me look at this. All right. I'm pretty sure that's Damian. You could tell by the pointy edges of his mask. So these are the 5 figures that we pulled out of booster number 1. No super rares, no primes. We did pull 1 super rare yesterday, but let's talk about these guys a little bit, okay? First of all, DC fans, all right? Depending upon when you started reading books, your Flash, your Robin, your Green Lantern, they are going to be different. They are just going to be different. I started reading DC Comics in the late 90s when Ron Mars was writing, I believe it was Ron Mars was writing Green Lantern, and it was Kyle. And it was so cool. Kyle was an artist. The shapes he created were not just like a baseball mitt or a traffic cone. It was like works of art. It was so dang cool. And then I read some nasty stuff. So the stuff that happens to Kyle Lantern's girlfriend, you know, the villains that were present in that, there was a real sense of danger in that time. I started to fall in love with DC. I had mostly read, you know, the competition from across town, you could say, up to that point. And then I started reading JSA, and then I led into Teen Titans. And when I was reading Titans, it was Jeff Johns' run, and Tim Drake was Robin. And my Robin is Tim Drake. Now, your Robin may be Dick Grayson. For some people, their Robin is going to be Damian Wayne. The coolest thing, though, is that all these writers that have taken over Batman have really made each of these Robins so completely different from each other. It's just really cool to see. I hated Damian's ass when he came in. I hated that little snot-nosed kid, Talia al Ghul's kid, like coming in with all his man-bat assassins and trying to boss people around. But I have come to love this kid, man. Ooh, I have come to love this kid so much. And then Super Sons is such a cool book. I mean, there's so many really, really cool stuff that they've done with Damian. So really cool. I love seeing Damian's. But it's interesting. Sound off in the comments below. Tell me, because I feel like some turnover in heroes is a lot more than others. Who is your Robin? Who is your Green Lantern? Who is your Flash? Let's just start there. Those 3. Tell me in the comments below. Who is your Green Lantern? Who is your Robin? And who is your Flash? Which were the characters in those 3 kind of, you know, hero constructs? Who's your favorite, right? Some people love Guy Gardner. Some people love John Stewart. Some people love Hal Jordan. Kyle Rayner is mine. Wally West is my Flash. And Tim Drake is my Robin. So let's start there. All right. Anyway, all right, let's see. The first one we will look at actually is a generic. On day 1, we got the Black Hawk pilot. We're going to go with Easy Company Soldier here. Boom. Which is telling me, okay, definitely going to get Sergeant Rock. We've got Sergeant Rock. He's the head of Easy Company. So here we go with our first generic of the day, our first figure. Easy Company Soldier has a past and soldier keyword, set number 12. Comes in at 20 points, which I think is a little less than the Black Hawk pilot. Formidable Resolve. Now, this is a shared trait. However, Instead of Black Hawk, this says Easy Company. When a friendly character with the soldier keyword is KO'd by an opposing effect, give Easy Company soldier a formidable resolve token. Free. Remove a formidable resolve token to modify Easy Company soldier's combat values by +1 until your next turn. And that means all of them. Now, we do have 2 clicks here. 2 starting lines for the clicks. So we have 1, and it's 3 clicks long. And then on click 5, we have, I think, what is going to be a generatable version of this, a bystander version of Easy Company Soldier. I would put money on Sergeant Rock being able to spawn these guys on a successful leadership role or anything along those lines. We've seen that happen quite a bit in clicks. But that is our first figure of the day. Let's take a look at another generic. Now, yesterday we talked about Anthro, the first living hero. Now, he came from back in the times. He was a member of a tribe. There was a blood tribe, which the leader of which was Vandal Savage. There was a lot of things that happened, I guess, back then. I mean, a rocket fell to Earth that had Batman's fingerprints all over. He had a meteorite hit Earth. Metron decided, I'm going to get in my time chair, go back to when dudes were walking around in loincloths, fighting for their lives against dinosaurs. And here we go with Prehistoric Man, which I never thought we'd see in a figure format. But you know what? We've got Anthro. Why not a little sculpt reuse? And you know what? We've got Jurassic boosters. I wouldn't be too surprised if we get some generic dinosaurs in this set as well. I mean, who doesn't want a raptor or a T-Rex on the board with your Batman and your Superman? Prehistoric Warrior has Brute, Past, and Warrior keywords. I don't know what tribe this guy's from. He's 5 clicks long, though. Very hardy, these Cro-Magnon mans. We've got 25 points, set number 10. He's got Charge, Blades Claws, Super Strength, Toughness, Willpower, and Empower. No special abilities or traits. On the back, it does say Batman, the Return of Bruce Wayne is the significant appearance. Very, very cool. All right. So, one of the members of the tribe when Bruce Wayne goes back in time. Now, Bruce Wayne was losing his memory an awful lot throughout Grant Morrison's run of Batman, right? The Black Glove shows up in Batman R.I.P. They specifically strip him of his memories. They get him hooked to heroin. They kick him out on the street. They try to destroy his empire from the inside out. There's a woman that he falls in love with. I think her name is Jet or something similar. I got to remember. I got a lot in my head, guys. He falls in love with this woman. He lets the Black Glove kind of infiltrate his life because she ends up being a traitor. Spoiler alert, guys. Still a really good read, but he starts to lose his mind. That's where you really start to get into this idea that Grant Morrison wanted to do with Batman, where he wanted to kill the Bat and let Bruce Wayne take more control over his quest for justice and vengeance and all of these things. The Bat had kind of overtaken Bruce Wayne, and he was really tortured. He was really dark. He was too serious. He was so hard on everybody that was a member of the Bat family. He carried too much weight on his shoulders. So this was really the first step towards breaking Batman down and building Bruce Wayne back up. I think that's kind of was the goal of Grant Morrison over that time. Batman Zur-En-Arrh happens in this run. Batman goes nuts. He shows up wearing a purple and red and yellow costume with a Z on his chest. It's Batman Zur-En-Arrh. He ends up battling the Black Glove. He ends up, coming out the other side of it, kind of broken. Final crisis happens. Even more broken. He ends up going back in time. Darkseid hits him with the Omega Beam, sends him back in time, and he ends up in prehistoric times. And the very first thing you see is he doesn't know who he is. He has no idea, but he sees his utility belt on an altar. He sees his cape and cowl. He doesn't know it belongs to him, and he leaves it back in time with this prehistoric tribe, with Anthro, actually, the first hero, the first man. And that begins the myth of Batman. Now, the caves that they live in this long ago, these prehistoric men, wouldn't you know it, coincidentally, it's the friggin' Batcave. It's all the way through time. And they've got cave scrawls of the Bat God. But this is also, and this is the brilliance of what DC has been able to do, this was also Barbados, like kind of the beginning of Dark Knights, right? Of this dark universe where this Bat God who wants to come into our universe, this is the beginnings of that too. So the good and evil of the Bat, like the battle between that, starts with these prehistoric men at the beginning of the return of Bruce Wayne. So very cool that we're getting them in here. Story time with Scotty P. You never know where it's going to come from. Did we know the caveman was going to spin into that? Who knew? I didn't. But here we go. Let's talk about a different hero and their descendants. Actually, not descendant, but family members. This is Red Arrow, right? Now, we're used to Connor Hawk, right? We're used to, you know, Red Arrow and Arsenal and all that stuff. No, this is a newer Red Arrow. This is the half-sister of Oliver Queen. This is Emiko Queen. Take a look at her card here. She's got Outsiders, Seven Soldiers, Star City, Teen Titans, Marksman. Set number 23 comes in at 50 points. See some running shot there. Some precision strike. Some enhancement. There's a lot of enhancement in this set. Some range combat expert on the back end. Oliver's daughter. Whoa, Oliver's daughter. Adjacent friendly characters with Marksman keyword have an extra arrow. Oliver's daughter. I thought Red Arrow was Oliver's sister. Guys, I might have been wrong. We've got Outsiders, Seven Soldiers, Star City, Teen Titans, and Marksman keywords. I thought that Richard Queen and Shadow were the parents of Red Arrow, but maybe I missed this. Maybe this is a new version. See, guys, time travel, multiple universes. Maybe I just mistaked on that. But you can see that she is a team player, otherwise known as a wild card. And yeah, very cool. Shadow is an assassin that's been a part of the Green Arrow mythos for a long time. This is Shadow's daughter, Shadow, S-H-A-D-O. No W? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Why? I don't know. Yeah, somebody you'll have to ask her. I wouldn't want to. She's a killer, but, you know, don't make fun of her name. All right, anyway. Deadman, I think I talked about a little bit earlier. Boston Brand, of course. Take a look at the sculpt here. And what I love about the new paint jobs and stuff, at least, is that their logos are so clean on their chests. You know, you can see the Boston Brand. You can see his big Deadman D there. Oh, no. Phrasing. The D on the suit, everyone. The D on the suit, okay? All right, anyway. Justice League Dark, Sentinels of Magic. Oh, that's a cool keyword. Seven Soldiers, of course. Mystical keywords. Set number 3 comes in at 40 points. Now, I think he's mostly here because of Justice League Dark, but there's some other things that I can tie in here. Your body is mine now. Mind control, sidestep. When Deadman uses mind control after resolutions, he may be placed adjacent to a hit character, protected outwit. I love place powers, being able to get around the board. Mind control is a great way to do it as well. You make the move that you need to make. You get that character that you have hit with mind control onto the place on the map that you want it to be. Then you pop out and you're adjacent there. Pretty wonderful. Can sidestep away. Also has shape change, has super senses. Whew. Yeah, gonna be hard to hit. And if you do, has the Mystic's team ability, so you're gonna be taking some damage. Got regeneration on the backside. Boston Brand, like I said earlier. Circus performer, trapeze artist, was assassinated in the middle of his act. Crazy. His spirit starts to roam the earth, ends up in a place called Nanda Parbat. Now, if you've never heard of Nanda Parbat, that's where Batman went and studied a lot of things with Richard Dragon, trying to figure out, you know, how to clear his mind over body, all of these things. It's also in 52, the series that I was talking about in day 1, where Renee Montoya went to really finish her journey on becoming the Question. We have seen a lot of different characters go to Nanda Parbat. Wonder Woman goes to Nanda Parbat after killing Maxwell Lord in Infinite Crisis. No, not Infinite Crisis. Identity Crisis? There's one of the crises. Anyway, she kills Maxwell Lord after he's mind-controlled Superman. It's on the screen for everyone to see. She has to kind of reevaluate her life and see who she really is and what she really needs to do in the world. You go to Nanda Parbat when you want to do that. Boston Brand was plucked out of the ether by Ramakrishna, the god that is there, the god of, I don't know, answers, clarity, whatever you want to call it, at Nanda Parbat. And so Deadman, anytime that Nanda Parbat comes into play, he is a big, big part of it. Now, the reason it's a huge deal in Justice League Dark and I hope we get this Daughter of Hecate version of Wonder Woman in this set. That would be so awesome. And Justice League Dark, not the first series with Madame Xanadu, where you had magic going awry for a certain reason. No, Justice League Dark with Wonder Woman. It's actually after Flashpoint, after a bunch of different crises have happened, takes us to the Source Wall. The Source Wall is broken. The Source Wall is the edge of our universe, right? Is broken, and magic starts to go awry. And in that story, Nanda Parbat is a huge, huge battle scene. Turns out that Wonder Woman is one of the 5 marked witches or daughters of Hecate, right? She has a brand that was put on her head when she was a kid. She has all these magical abilities that we never knew about. And she gathers a team because she feels that there's something wrong in the world of magic, right? There's 2 things wrong, right? There's Hecate trying to take magic for herself in the world. There's actually 3 things wrong. Dr. Fate, actually Nabu, the spirit that inhabits Dr. Fate's helmet, has kicked Kent Nelson out of Dr. Fate and is operating on his own, trying to restore order to the world. And then there's this guy called the Upside Down Man. He's from the Other People. They're on the other side of the Source Wall. That's where we've stolen magic from. We've taken magic from this other realm for years. And that's why in DC, and I love how DC does magic, there was always a price to pay. Not every publisher does magic like that. DC is always, always, always done it that way. When you utilize magic, there is always a price to pay. Wonder Woman does battle against Hecate's avatar in Manitou Dawn, which is another magic user at DC, in Nanda Parbat. It is a huge battle. Think of a giant magic using Wonder Woman versus a giant magic using Hecate, brought to life through a human avatar, and them just doing battle over this mystical realm in the top of the Tibetan mountains. So, so cool. So Boston Brand plays a big part in that. Justice League Dark, that particular, both runs, actually really, really cool. I'd say please, please, please go and read them, especially if you like the idea of Deadman, right? If you like the idea of these really mystical characters that are kind of on the fringes of DC, if that's more your cup of tea, Justice League Dark, definitely a read for you. Okay. Anyway, all right, moving on. I hope we get Wonder Woman. If we can get like Wonder Woman, daughter of Hecate, witch daughter of Hecate, oh man, that would be so cool. We've never really seen that in HeroClix form. Last figure that we pulled, Robin. We got Batman Family, Gotham City, League of Assassins, Teen Titans, Assassin, Marksman, Martial Artist. Keyword, set number 35, comes in at a split cost of either 60 or of 30. Watch and learn. Ugh, this is where that arrogance of Damian comes into play. Once per turn, when Robin hits, choose a friendly character that shares a keyword with Robin and a power printed on this card. That character can use the chosen power until your next turn. He's got a lot of precision strike and range combat expert and enhancement, close combat expert. On the back, competitive to a fault. Once per turn for all characters with this trait, when a friendly character that shares a keyword with Robin misses, after resolutions, Robin may make an attack targeting the missed character if able. Oh, that is such a cool way to show his little brother mentality, like in the Robins. Oh, you missed him? Well, watch, I'll hit him. Oh, you couldn't hit that? I'll do it. Oh, that's so cool. I love that he gets a follow-up attack if you miss, just to show you up, just to snidely sneer at you, give you a little smirk, a little eyebrow raise. I love the idea of Damian Wayne being in this set. I don't know what that means as far as, I know we're getting Batman, but if we're getting Damian and we're getting Batman, do we get his mom, Talia al Ghul, daughter of Ra's al Ghul, the Demon's Head, the League of Assassins? That would be pretty cool. Another tie-in, Justice League Dark. One of the characters that's not a part of the, spirit realm or the magic realm of DC that is a part of that team is Kirk Langstrom, actually, Man-Bat. And Man-Bat Assassins, that's when Damian Wayne came in. So maybe we're getting a Man-Bat in this set. Man-Bat Assassins, who knows? Could be cool, though. All right, let's pull him back. Let's see. I'm going to put the prehistoric guy on that side because I don't know if he's the good one or the bad one. But man, just a lot of heroes. You know what? I'll put Red Arrow over here. I know, she's mostly a good guy, but, questionable past. It's just because this side of the table is getting so full. And Damian, as much as I want to put him on the villains, put him on the heroes. All right, next booster. Man, there's too much goodness in this set that I want to talk about story-wise. I mean, once you start doing, you've got time travel, you've got magic now. Oh man, I mean, it's just some of the, you've got Legion of Superheroes represented. You've got Swamp Thing with the, oh man, the horror element of DC all in play. So, okay, let's see. Oh, awesome. I just said something about Swamp Thing. These two guys weren't connected in the same way at first, but they are so intertwined now. Animal Man and Swamp Thing are so connected. And yes, that is going to be more of the modern Scott Snyder. That's the costume. If you remember Animal Man's old costume, more yellow and blue, right? This blue and white, a very specific costume that came about in like the 2010, 2011 run. Okay, we do have a dinosaur, but it's not any dinosaur. It's Beast Boy. Yep. Let me see. Let me put Beast Boy on this side because the shadow's there. He's just too tall. Then we've got our first Batman, but it looks like this Batman is he's just a Batman. There's not any of the time displaced versions of Bruce Wayne, not yet, but we do need a baseline, right? So there we go. Batman, we'll see what he does. And very cool, Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage plays a huge role in so much of what this set represents. Oh, and he's a super rare. All right, second super rare is going to be Vandal Savage, and we'll talk about him in just a moment. But before we go down that road, we just had Damian Wayne. We pulled Talia al Ghul. We pulled his mom, right? I talked about Swamp Thing. We have Buddy Baker, Animal Man. I mean, the ties that they're able to pull in this set seems even more seamless than usual. This is so cool. We have a lot of partnerships, right, in this set, whether it be family, whether it be super teams, whether it be time-traveling buddies, lost souls, lost loves, and parents. Look at this. Talia al Ghul. She has Batman family, League of Assassins, assassin, marksman, martial artist, and spy. Keywords. Set number 27, she is a team player, and she comes in at 35 points. We've got the target. We have seen this trait before. The target. At the beginning of the game, for all friendly characters with this trait, give a target token to an opposing character. For all characters with this trait, when a friendly character with the assassin keyword KOs an opposing character with a target token, score 25 extra victory points. Yes, that is extra points on top of whatever that figure's cost is. On the back, you've got torn between love and family. This is the line that Talia al Ghul has to walk. If Talia al Ghul is part of a Batman family theme team, she can use support and sidestep. If Talia al Ghul is part of a League of Assassins themed team, she can use Precision Strike and Penetrating Psychic Blast. So she's a healer or she's a killer depending upon what kind of theme you are running. I have to say, for me, absolutely love that they did something like this, right? For me, this game has always been about building your favorite teams, having your favorite themes displayed on the map that you are playing on. And the fact that they are giving you bonuses on themes either way with Talia al Ghul to kind of nudge you to run a theme team with her is really, really cool. Love it. Well done. Brilliant, WizKids. All right. Batman. Boom. All right. Batman. Batman family, Gotham City, Justice League, Outsiders, Detective, Martial Artist, and Past. Oh, Return of Bruce Wayne. Wait, is this when he comes back to our time stream at the end of that? Okay, at the beginning of your turn, you may choose one. Replace Batman with another character with this trait on the same click number. Heal Batman, one click. Oh, you're going to be healing the Batman as you swing them through. So the pirate, the pilgrim, the cowboy, the hard-boiled detective, the android from the future, you're going to be able to heal. Okay, this kind of sort of like a shifting focus kind of thing, except for they're getting some healing and you're flipping them in and out. Trait, utility belt through time. Okay, this is a big deal in that storyline. Empower, free. If Batman didn't begin the turn on the map, adjacent friendly characters modify attack by +1 until your next turn. 7 clicks long, being able to heal, no range, but 2 targets. So no batarangs on this particular Batman. Super senses, exploit weakness, quake, a little bit of quake. Bruce Wayne, Batman, the Return of Bruce Wayne is the significant appearance. So I don't know if this is the fully put together Batman at the end of it, or the Batman that's kind of broken as he goes into it. It feels more like the fully put together Batman. The cool thing about that storyline, The Return of Bruce Wayne, is Batman is really honestly trying to put himself back together, and he's leaving himself clues all throughout time. And it starts in that Anthro area, that Cro-Magnon man, like kind of prehistoric time frame. He leaves his utility belt. He leaves his cowl, batarangs. He leaves markings on the wall. He leaves notes to himself. He leaves all these clues, not just for him, but also for the team he knows is following him, searching for him. Subconsciously, he knows that there is a group of heroes that's going to be trying to find him. He's leaving clues for them as well. So in the storyline, you're following three different groups of people. You're following Bruce as he bounces around through time. You're following Batman, Superman, Superman, Green Lantern, Booster Gold, and Rip Hunter as they chase him through time. And then you're following Tim Drake, Red Robin, in the current time as they're waiting for the arrival for Batman to come back, to be ready to deal with whatever Darkseid did to him when he sent him into the time stream. When Batman comes back, there is something they have to battle, that they have to get rid of this hyper adapter that's following Batman through time that Darkseid sent to finally kill Bruce Wayne. But the current day people are ready for that. And once they shed that final skin, Batman is kind of reborn in a full way. Very cool. So this Batman may be that. All right, let's take a look now at this. Well, hopefully this guy fits here. This is this is Beast Boy as a dinosaur. I love it. Absolutely love it. We've seen this before. This is an even bigger sculpt, though, than we've really seen them do Beast Boy as. So I'm going to kind of leave him angled that way. Hopefully he's in, maybe I'll do it this way, yeah? So he's in focus for you guys. All right, there we go. Doom Patrol, Teen Titans, Animal, and Celebrity keywords. This is one of Gar Logan's favorite things to change into. Set number 24 comes in at 60 points. Got some hypersonic speed. Oh, yeah, because this is a raptor. This is not a T-Rex. Oh, yeah, all right. Time to go Jurassic-sized. When Beast Boy hits after resolutions, you may give him a transform token and roll a d6, adding the number of his transform tokens to the result. Up to 7+. Whoa. Remove any transform tokens from Beast Boy, then replace him with the character named Beast Boy on the same click number. So we're getting multiple Beast Boys in this set. Hopefully, but you know what? It doesn't have the Masters of Time set insignia written anywhere in there. So I think you can actually toss any Beast Boy on there. That's pretty cool. Enlarged Claw for grabbing. Blades, Claws, Fangs, Precision Strike. When Beast Boy uses Blades, Claws, Fangs, hit characters modify speed by -2 until your next turn. Very cool. Limit a charge, limit a running shot, limit their ability to get away from you, keep them within your hypersonic movement. Any number of reasons that you'd want to do that. Very, very cool. It says that Beast Boy number 2 is a significant appearance. I got to tell you guys, I don't know that I read his solo series. Apologies. All right. Somebody who has become one of my favorite characters in the last, I guess, 15 years. Since 52 happened, since, all the Snyder stuff, is Buddy Baker. This is Animal Man, and let's take a look at him next. All right, you can see this blue and white costume, and like I said, I think this was in Snyder's run, right? Or, oh wait, Jeff Lemire. Oh, as Jeff Lemire did Animal Man, and Snyder was doing Swamp Thing. That's right. Jeff Lemire, I'm sorry, I misspoke on that earlier. But this is more of the Jeff Lemire run of Animal Man. You see that blue and white costume that he's got there. And here, let me turn him a little more that way. There you go. All right. Animal Man, Justice League, Animal, Cosmic, Mystical, and Scientist keywords. Set number 4 comes in at 60 points. No traits, no special powers. Whoa, okay. Actually kind of shocked by all this. Has flight, has charge, has sidestep, has flurry, has some blades. Has a good assortment of powers, but guys, I gotta tell you, again, if you didn't read Rot World, go back and read it. It is so good. The stakes are so high. the Arcane family, Jennifer Kill. I mean, you've got Swamp Thing, all of his humanity on the line, who he is, who he was as Alec Holland, leaving that completely behind. You've got Buddy Baker dealing with the fallout of having a family when you are the representative of something like the Red, which is, again, the fabric that connects all living beings of like flesh and bone on land. Other characters that transform, like Beast Boy, like Vixen, any of these characters that use animal characteristics, they use the Red. They access this thing called the Red to power themselves that way. And Buddy Baker is kind of the avatar of all of the Red. But in this storyline in Rot World, you find out that he's not. He's really just a placeholder for the Parliament of Limbs because his daughter is meant to be the true avatar of the Red, but she's 4 years old. So you see a parent fighting for his kid, for his family, for his wife, for his son. And it is it's a heartbreaking story. It is something that could only be told, though, kind of in the world of what used to be Vertigo and is now folded into DC, but still has that Vertigo fingerprint on it in Animal Man and Swamp Thing. Go read Rot World. Also, Animal Man, huge player in 52, actually. Now, the thing with 52 is he's stranded in space with Starfire, with Adam Strange, and Lobo. So those are 3 other characters. Are they possibilities in this set? We've seen some other 52 stuff happening here. So that could be really cool. He ends up actually taking on the characteristics of a Sun Eater. These giant floating globs, space globs. I don't know how else to say it. That can access interdimensional travel. He's about to die on a rock in the middle of space. He is left there because they think he's dead. Lobo, Starfire, and Adam Strange leave him there after he heroically sacrifices his own life to help save them and get them out of a really tricky situation. He wakes up realizing that he's only going to have the remnants of... there was a space dolphin that Lobo rode around on. I'm not going to go down the triple fish god and all this Lobo stuff, but he wakes up and he can breathe in space for about 30 more seconds. So he goes, I have to find something. He's in the void of space, and he ends up accessing, I think they're Sun Eaters is what they're called. Accesses it, and he becomes so incredibly superpowered. And he makes his way back to Earth because of that. So that was the beginning of like superhero Animal Man. And then he's steadily broken down after that as his powers start to recede. So really cool place to start reading Animal Man is 52. But don't miss the Lemire, Swamp Thing, Scott Snyder, like the whole crossover, the Rot World thing. So good. All right. Last character for today before we do the play at home kit is going to be Vandal Savage. Legion of Doom. Secret Society of Supervillains. Brute, Past, and Ruler keywords. Set number 53. He is a super rare. I love that he's standing there in front of a globe. Just world domination has always been his thing, you know. He comes in at 150, 60, or 30 points. He has I've lived many lifetimes planning for this as a trait. When Vandal Savage would be KO'd, you may instead replace him with a character from your sideline of equal or less points with the past keyword on their last non-KO click, then roll a d6 and heal them equal to half the result. Whoa! Okay. Replace him with a character from your sideline or equal or less points than 150 if you're playing him at full with the pass keyword. That's all they need. Wow, and then they heal back up. Vandal Savage's combat values can't be modified by opposing characters. Protected. Pulse Wave has some improved targeting and improved movement there. I've been called great and terrible names throughout history is another trait on the back of his card. Stealth, Mastermind, Leadership. When Vandal Savage KOs an opposing character after resolutions, remove an action token from him and heal him 1 click. Led legions of armies into battle, has Charge and Flurry. Master Strategist and Schemer, has Perplex and Shape Change. He is a team player. Vandal Savage is one of the coolest villains of all time. Now, I think I said earlier I started reading DC with Green Lantern, and then I kind of went into JSA. The reason is because the other comics that were kind of being put out at the time were kind of everybody was an anti-hero. everybody was wearing black leather and everybody was really dark and brooding and everything was, and the JSA had this really noble kind of element to them. You know, these old timers who weren't trying to do any of that stuff. They weren't trying to keep up with the times. They were just heroes to be heroes because they thought the world needed people of noble spirit. And Vandal Savage, Vandal Savage, that's his twin brother. He didn't live as long. Vandal Savage was one of the biggest enemies in those runs of JSA. And I started to get a sense of who he was. But when I saw that this next set was Time Masters, I went back and read Masters of Time, the first Rip Hunter storyline. And guess who we encountered? All the way through traveling through time to try and save the universe, Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage was from the dawn of man. I wasn't aware of just how far back Vandal Savage was. He was the leader of the Blood Tribe. They believed in violence and taking what they wanted. Meteor fell to Earth, granted him immortality. And pretty much any time you go back to other ages, you'll see him. Some points he was a hero. In the Middle Ages, he fought alongside heroes. Then he got bored doing that. He also saw the rewards weren't as big, right? If you go back to the Old West, very often, Vandal Savage is employing somebody like Jonah Hex. We saw Ginny Hex in this set. I'm pretty sure Jonah Hex will be probably a part of this. In both Masters of Time series, you end up finding him. He is there. He is pulling the strings. In the original Masters of Time, he is the one that's rigging presidential elections. He put somebody in place who was impersonating George Washington to be the first president of our nation. And these are all things that that Rip Hunter was trying to prevent from happening in the first series that was late 80s, early 90s. So Vandal Savage has been there throughout everything. And when you go to the Return of Bruce Wayne, that storyline that all these Batmen are a part of, who's the first person you encounter in battle? Vandal Savage. So very, very cool. He manipulates everything. He's rich beyond belief. He has lived, 50,000 years at this point. So cool. And I think his dial does him justice. All right. Now, we've been talking a lot about these Batman. We haven't seen any of these Batman through time. So why don't we go ahead and do this play at home kit? This is kind of like the hard-boiled detective noir Batman time frame. They say it's somewhere around the 1950s. I don't know exactly, like 1950s Gotham. But it also says this character pops into existence around the time that the Waynes were just murdered. So if we think Batman's late 30s, early 40s, we think his parents were, murdered, I guess, back in the 50s? I don't know. This whole timeline. DC does a brilliant thing. They're like 10 years ago, right? They're like, all of our heroes came to be 10 years ago. They never put a number on it. 10 years ago. Wait, when did Superman fall to Earth? 10 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's kind of a crazy thing, the way that they address that time. But this Batman wakes up. I think he was shot as it was something in the Old West. I think he took a gunshot wound, almost died, and then was pulled forward in time, which happens a lot to this particular Batman. And let's take a look at him while I'm telling you about this. He wakes up, amnesia, in old Gotham, and immediately gets pulled into a case that needs to be solved. He's hired by Marcia, a friend of Martha Wayne, who ends up telling him a lot of bad things about his father, Thomas Wayne, that Martha was killed because of him. A lot of different crazy storylines. I won't spoil all of it, but, Bruce Wayne starts to figure out the truth of the case, because even when he doesn't have his memory intact, he is a great detective, right? And he ends up figuring out that this woman is in fact an actress, that she is actually a part of the Black Glove, which on the front side of Final Crisis, which starts the return of Bruce Wayne, right before that, Batman R.I.P., rest in peace, dealt with the modern day Black Glove. So it's tying all these loose ends together for Grant Morrison. Really, really interesting read. This particular version of Batman is like more of the actual detective Batman. So let's take a look at his figure and his card again. We've got Batman family, Gotham City, detective, and past as keywords. Set number 60, Return of Bruce Wayne. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one. Replace Batman with another character with this trait on the same click number, or heal Batman 1 click. We just saw that on the mainstream Batman. This handwriting, it's mine. Yes, he starts finding notes that he had written to himself. Little clues throughout time to help him re-find himself, right? Outwit, free. If Batman didn't begin the turn on the map, choose a standard power. Opposing characters within range can't use the chosen power until your next turn. What a perfect time to bring him onto the map, huh? He's got Incapacitate there. He's got 3 range and 3 targets. He's got a number of clicks of 18 defense. He's got some leap climb. So this is the Batman from the Play at Home kit. Very, very cool. The map that comes along with this particular set. All right, let's see. Are we going to get like the pirate ship or like Blackbeard's ship or something? I don't know. Let's see if I can find the name here. Oh, we've got Paradise Island, actually. Very cool. And the other side of the map is... Sorry, guys. Unfolding maps is clearly my nemesis. If I had an arch nemesis, it's either plastic wrap or unfolding a map. So Paradise Island or, gosh, guys, High Noon Saloon. All right, I'm sure these images are up somewhere online at some point. I guess I could try and show you what they look like. The High Noon Saloon, I think, is awesome, though. Yeah, that's so cool. It's got a bunch of poker tables, you know. The other side is Paradise Island. It's bright white. I'm afraid the glare will get you guys. So, but still, very cool. High Noon Saloon. Now, last but not least, there is another legacy card. If you have the old from Superman Wonder Woman, which was a colossal set as well. If you have the old Solaris figure, and let's take a look at the card here. We've got Cosmic, Future, Robot, and Ruler, Colossal Retaliation, Replace the Sun. Free. If no other characters have been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Solaris or damaged a friendly character since your last turn, and place Solaris adjacent to the chosen character. If you did, deal 1 damage to each opposing character within 3 squares. Boom. Comes in at 300, 200, 150, 75, and 25 points. Also has a special attack power, Sickening Radiation. Unique modifier. Opposing characters within range and line of fire modify attack and defense by -1. Free. Choose up to 2 opposing characters within range and line of fire. Deal those characters 1 penetrating damage. And Colossal Indifference. Stop Toughness. If Solaris is 25 points, it can't attack smaller characters. Has Cosmic Energy. Has 26 clicks. And only the 1 stop click. Thank goodness, though. So boom. There's the legacy card that comes with the Play at Home kit, along with Batman and the map. No terrain in the Play at Home kits this time around, but wanted to share that with you. So I'm super interested to see now what the rest of these Batmans do. Batman, I got all these Batmans in this set. I got to see what they do. That does it for today's unboxing series, though. Thank you so much again to RealmSmith for helping us out with these videos. Jason back there on the 1s and 2s, helping with editing and helping me get through all of this. So I don't have to shoot it on my cell phone because, guys, I was going to do it. I was going to do it just for you. I was going to shoot all this on my phone. But then an angel from heaven came down and said, hey, come shoot here. This is a very cool place to shoot. I'm having a blast doing it, and I hope you all are as well. I think we have some really solid threads of what to expect for the rest of this set. We haven't seen any Dark Knights of Steel. We haven't seen Rip Hunter. I don't know what the chases are yet. Haven't pulled any primes, but I'm having a pretty good idea of what is coming up next. Let me now know down in the comments below what figure you would like to see tomorrow. What figure that ties into these themes are we missing that you want to see the most? For me, man, Rip Hunter. I know he's on the back of the box. If we have any special surprises, like figures that I would want to see that have to do with these themes, I just want to see, oh man, let's see, out of Dark Knights of Steel. Yeah, I want to see Supergirl from Dark Knights of Steel. Man, she was brutal in that. And you would see why. I don't want to spoil the story since we haven't pulled one of the figures, but those are two of my most anticipated. And if we can get a Blue Beetle in this set, I would absolutely love that as well. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Remember, set is going to come out late summer, probably sometime in August. Don't have exact dates because we are so far in the past for this set release that we don't even have dates yet. But make sure you hit up your local comic shops and local gaming stores to figure out when the pre-release will happen and when you can buy it. Remember to support your local shops. They are always there for us. We got to be there for them. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3. And until I do, may all your rolls be critical hits. Oh, Dr. Fate. We got to have Dr. Fate in the set. Peace.